Every year, the average Australian buys 56 new articles of clothing and then sends 23 kilos to landfill. That is the equivalent weight of a full-grown bulldog sent per person every single year. That's a lot of bulldogs. We are culturally addicted to consumption, and clothing is so often our drug of choice. There is, of course, clothing recycling and donation. Much of that amounts to pushing our trash onto other countries so we don't have to deal with it. It doesn't help that as a society we are infatuated by the illusion of newness, indulging in consumption to maintain that illusion, and discarding anything that shows signs of visible wear. At the end of the day, the evidence is clear. We have to consume and dispose of less, and that means making the things we already do have last. Making clothes last means mending them when they break, and taking pride in clothing that shows signs of wear. There are, of course, already options for this. Most alteration companies offer invisible mending, replacing buttons, fixing zippers and pockets, hemming pants, and the like. But there is a cost associated with that, and some issues will be turned away. There are also a myriad of classes that teach visible mending, but these are exorbitantly expensive, some up to $80 a class, and highly time dependent, making them inaccessible to large numbers of people. We wanted to make an accessible way to empower people to mend their own clothes, allowing full and actual ownership of them. After all, if you can't fix it, you don't actually own it. The Mending Space will be an accessible clothing mending location, with an initial pilot program within the Brunswick Library Makerspace. The Mending Space will create an area for guided mending with free-to-use tools and discounted mending services. Equipment available will include sewing machines, an overlocker, mannequins, ironing tools, hand sewing supplies, and the like. These will be sourced either with government grants or through donations from community and organisations. Along with the equipment and tools will be knowledgeable staff menders, able to guide and teach those using the space. For those unable to mend themselves, staff menders will also be able to fix items for a small fee. The Mending Space offers a range of improvements to existing services. Firstly, the Mending Space acts for the individual and the community by reducing or eliminating the economic burden of upkeep of clothing, providing expert advice and guidance for free. The Mending Space will also act as a social community that reintroduces mending as a socially responsible and acceptable practice. By creating these conversations around clothing, it reinforces the importance of caring for your clothes and raises awareness of waste, fast fashion consumption, and mindful shopping. Having these locations based around community spaces such as the Brunswick Library will improve foot traffic and increase public interest in the council-run facilities, ideally providing justification for more funding. The Australian government has already listed clothing textile waste as a key priority and has set up a waste management scheme called Seamless. The Mending Space aligns itself well with the goals of Seamless. Making clothes last as long as possible through repair has been identified as a key aspect of Seamlessness's proposed wardrobe of the future. The Mending Space will allow for local skills and infrastructure to be developed, enabling more effective usage of 4 circular design principles: rethink, repair, refurbish, and repurpose, and aligns with the cradle-to-cradle ideal of doing more good, not just less bad. It will empower people to take increasing pride in their clothes, make that pride more equally accessible, and make the virtues of fashionability and sustainability more compatible.